Welcome back to the Brand Mary channel, where we share personal branding and marketing strategies to help you improve your revenue and your impact. I'm Michelle Knight, founder and CEO of BrandMary.com, and in today's video, I'm going to chat with you about my 4 tips for new course creators. First tip that I have for you is to make sure that you are not trying to piece it all together. When you start out, and look, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to raise my hand because I did it too. I get it. You want to bootstrap. I totally understand. I was the exact same way. And to be honest, I needed to. But when you're creating a course and you have intentions of evergreening that course, meaning you want to be able to sell this at any time and somebody can sign up at any time, and it's not reliant on you sending an email or processing a payment or something like that, it is going to save you a lot of time and energy to have it all in one location. And so what I use in my business is a platform called Kajabi, and maybe you've heard me talk about it before. But Kajabi is kind of an all-in-one platform. And what this allowed me to do was really just go from sales page to checkout page to confirmation page, processing the payment, sending the emails, sending weekly check-ins and automated emails, to delivering the materials, dripping it, releasing it live, whatever. It allowed me to do all of that in one area. And when I first started my business and I was selling a group program and some courses, I was just piecing it all together. And it became really messy and it became very confusing. And if one thing didn't work, then I had to figure out what wasn't working and why it wasn't working and fix it. And at the end of the day, I realized I was actually spending more money. So by piecing together a bunch of different options that varied in price, I was actually spending almost the same amount of money that I would spend to just invest in a platform like Kajabi. Not to mention, as I have said before, saving so much time. So I really recommend that everybody out of the gate tries and finds a platform that allows them to do all of those things. Now, is every platform perfect? No, of course not. It never works out like that. And everybody has different desires that they have. But I know for myself, when I was ultimately choosing Kajabi in the beginning, I wanted to have a way to stay in contact with my clients as well as to really streamline the onboarding process. So again, don't try to piece it all together. You're going to recognize that someone is going to have to go to a sales page and then a checkout page, and then you need to email them their login information, and then you need to email them important information, and then they need to log in, and then you have to house all the materials, right? And so there are a lot of moving parts, and the more that you can streamline that, have that all in one platform, the better it is going to be for you in the long run. So again, I use Kajabi. I recommend Kajabi to so many of my clients, and you can find what works for you, but that is an awesome one to start with. And I actually have a free trial for you. You can go to brandmary.com/Kajabi. You can click the link below as well and get some information on getting started on that platform and experimenting with it. And I'll share with you at the very end a little bonus if you go ahead and sign up through my link that I have, because I use them, I love them, and I highly recommend them. I've got a special bonus that I'll share with you, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So that whole process leads me to tip number 2, taking care of your customer. I don't know about you, but I've signed up for courses before and I am like so excited, and then I don't get an email. Or I don't get the information that I wanted, or I don't get taken to a confirmation page, and then I'm really confused on where I'm supposed to start and what I'm supposed to do. And so one of my top tips for my clients is that you need to take care of your customers. Think about if you were going through that process. Think about if you saw a course was for sale, and you built up the courage and you built up the strength and you pulled out your credit card and you put your credit card number in there, and then suddenly you felt completely lost. How would you feel? It wouldn't feel very good, and it's going to put a sour taste in your mouth. So one of the best things that you can do truly for your business and for the longevity of your clients sticking around and referring their friends is to take care of them from the very beginning and make sure that they feel super supported. So when you are designing your course, so many people focus on just the course, and we're going to talk about that. But I also want you to think about that onboarding process because it is so important. I keep feeling like I'm saying time and money, right? It's going to save you time and money, but it truly is. If you can streamline that process in one platform, like I talked about in tip number 1, that's going to save you a bunch of time and energy. And I would argue that making sure that your onboarding process is clear and has a step-by-step, that you're going to save yourself money because you're going to have less people asking for a refund or feeling confused, ending up in your inbox, just not knowing what to do overall. And so when it comes to the onboarding process, here's a very simple kind of step-by-step that I recommend. So number 1, let's assume they go to your checkout page, right? Or a sales page. They're on your sales page. They're learning more about your program. They click a button that takes them to the checkout page, whether you have a pay in full or a payment plan or whatever. One of the things that I love to include on a checkout page is a video. Now, I host all of my entire thing inside of Kajabi, as I mentioned before, and I can upload a video saying, "Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. Here's what happens next." So I'm taking away some of those fears that my ideal customer and potential client is experiencing with, like, if I put my credit card number in, what happens? Where do I go? What happens next? So I create a video that's me on camera sharing the step-by-step. I also love to recap on the checkout page exactly what they get and share some testimonials as well. So they go to the checkout page, they put in their card information, they agree to your terms and your policies, and then what happens? You take them to a confirmation page. Please don't skip this step. It's very important. So after they've signed on, it's important to kind of put their kind of fears at ease of, like, oh my gosh, I just put my credit card number and now what happens? And so I love to create confirmation pages for my courses that are typically me on video again, because I think that's such a great way to build trust and build a relationship with your audience, and just saying, congratulations, you're in, you did it. Here's what happens next. I also like to type out any information that they might be getting in their inbox, let them know their login information is on its way, let them know that they're going to get an email with this, and this. So I'm really just like guiding them through the process, holding their hand and making them feel really, really supported every single step of the way. Then I love to deliver their emails. I love to deliver one email that's their login information and another email that has more of the logistical pieces. So where do they log in? Do you have a community or a Facebook group where you're supporting them? Are there calls that they need to put into their calendar? How do they ask questions? What does that look like? And you can outline all of that inside of their email. I like to take it a step further, and you can totally steal this from me if you want, and actually say, this is the first thing I want you to do, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, so that it's very clear and we can remove some of that overwhelm. Then comes pretty much the next step and the final step of the onboarding process, and that's getting them to log into where your course is. And so when they log into your course, I love to have a welcome video there as well. In fact, inside of my programs, we have a Start Here section, which gives a walkthrough of the membership site. It has a checklist if necessary. It tells them where they can get support. It answers some more questions, and then encourages them to get started and tells them exactly where to start to get the best results. Again, it's really about holding your ideal customer's hand, and now client's hand, through the entire process, making sure that they feel supported and you've removed the overwhelm. So my second tip is putting your time and your energy into creating a really streamlined onboarding process. And again, if you're using an all-in-one platform like Kajabi, you can do all of this inside the same platform, which is really quite lovely. All right, tip number 3. Don't try to be fancy. So when it comes to building out your course, I talk to so many entrepreneurs every single day. They're like, well, I really want to launch a course, but I want to wait because I need a backdrop, and I want to be able to hire a graphic designer for my workbooks, and I want to have a nice camera, and so on and so on. And I gotta be honest, that is just keeping you from putting your content out there. And by delaying putting your content out there, you're actually delaying, well, sales, of course, and the overall growth of your program. So I highly recommend that you are not fancy when you put your course out there the first time. Many of my courses the first time didn't even have video. They were just workbooks, and I created them in Canva. My first program and course that I ever put together, I created the workbooks in Pages on my iMac, on my Mac computer. So you do not have to have a fancy graphic designer helping you with your workbooks. Go into Canva, choose a template, and then just change it with your colors and some photos and truly make it your own. especially when it comes to filming. So many people get hung up on the fact that they have to work with a professional videographer, or they have to have, perfect lighting or a perfect backdrop. No, it's about delivering the value. That is what people pay for. You can use your computer to record. You can use QuickTime to record your videos. One of our favorite tools to use in course creation is Loom. So Loom is an online program that you can use to record videos and keep them and store them in the cloud and organize them. And they're just a great place to do screen share, camera only, whatever, and you don't need anything fancy. Honestly, if we're talking like bare bones, you need something to record on, which could be a computer, a phone, or a camera if you have it. You need some sort of light, which could be your ceiling light. You could even position yourself in front of a window. You can get a cheap ring light and tripod online. And you need to make a workbook in Canva. And that's it. So really, one of the things that I see holding course creators back is that they wait and wait and wait and wait to put their materials out there because they want them to be perfect or professional. But the biggest thing that I've learned as a course creator is that you will modify and change as more and more people work through your program. The best way to create a course that over-delivers, is super valuable, and is profitable for your business is constantly making small adjustments. So if you're waiting to put the course out there until it's perfect, then you're not going to be able to make those adjustments and move forward with your progress. So the best thing that you can do is get your content organized, put it out there, and then ask for feedback and make those adjustments as you go. Again, I keep mentioning Kajabi, obviously, because that's the platform that we use over here at Brand Mary. But inside Kajabi, I can upload my workbooks. I can upload my videos natively. I can upload an audio file. You can choose to deliver your content in so many different forms and making it really easy for your audience to access those materials on their desktop or on their mobile phone, because you can download an app to use with the membership portal as well. So again, keep it simple. Don't try and be super fancy with it, because you're going to change and adjust as you go. That is the art of creating an amazing digital product. All right, we are coming in hot with tip number 4, and this is one of my favorite things to teach. If you are just starting out and maybe you're moving from one-on-one into a course, you want to package some of the stuff that you talk about a lot into a course, or you are just starting your business and you're like, okay, I want to put a course out there because I don't have time for one-on-one, or I don't have time for consulting, or maybe you're a photographer and now you want to teach other photographers a skill in marketing or something like that, right? One of the coolest things that you can do is get paid to create your course. I mean, when someone told me this when I first started my business, I was sold within like 5 seconds. You can get paid to create your course. Now, I'm not talking about a beta program. Some people really love that, and if that works for you, that's amazing. I'm talking about actual cash in hand to then create the course. So let me give you an example of this. One of my first courses that I created was called Brand New Adventure. I now have a branding course called You Branded, which is my evergreen course, and You Branded came from putting Brand New Adventure out there, getting paid for it, adjusting it over the course of a year, and then really packaging it into what I ultimately wanted to create. But when I first sold Brand New Adventure, I had an outline for my modules, I had the onboarding process done, and I had a sales page, and that was it. So I sold Brand New Adventure, and every week I would create the new module, and it was over the course of 5 weeks. I would drip a new module and a video training, and we had a Facebook group where I would support, and I got paid to create the course and the program. So if you've got an audience, even if it's a small audience, you can sell the course or the program before it's even created. Similar to a membership site, if you want to host a membership site, right? We're talking about courses here, but platforms like Kajabi work for membership sites as well. Brand Mary Academy, my membership community that teaches marketing, is hosted on Kajabi as well. When I first sold that program, I didn't have the monthly trainings created. I created them as I went. So this is a really smart business move, because a lot of entrepreneurs will spend months and months and months creating a course, creating a program, and then attempting to sell it and finding out that people don't actually want it. So you get to test your marketing, you get to test your messaging, and then you get to actually create it for someone specifically, get feedback, adjust it, and then evergreen it down the line if that's something that you choose to do. So it's such a fun strategy, get paid to create. I mean, come on, it's so good. And I highly, highly recommend it for everyone. I still do it today. Every program that I've created, someone pays me, I create it, and then we evergreen it, and it works really, really well. So those are my 4 tips for course creators, and I highly, highly recommend you take them and you run with them. I wish someone would have told me these 4 things in the very beginning. Would have saved me a lot of time and energy. And speaking of saving time and energy, I clearly talked about Kajabi a lot. I don't recommend anything that I don't use and I don't believe in, and they truly are, in my opinion, one of the leaders in course creation because of the amount of time and energy and tech headaches that they will save you through the streamlined process. So if you're interested in giving Kajabi a try, you can go to brandmary.com/Kajabi and test it out. And this month, I am going to be giving a special bonus away. So if you go through your trial and then become a Kajabi member, meaning that you're billed monthly for the platform, I will give you a special launch bonus. Inside of this bonus is an entire training on hosting and selling on webinars, authentically, might I add, not like sleazy, but like truly authentic, valuable webinars that convert, hosting challenges if you want to host a live video challenge to sell your course or sell your program, as well as an entire training that I call Launchpad, which is all the step-by-steps of launching your course. Because Kajabi will support you in creating your course. There's tons of materials out there, but then you've got to know how to market it and launch it. So after your trial, if you go to brandmary.com/Kajabi and sign up through that link, then you will be gifted my entire bonus bundle to support you in marketing and selling your brand new course. Well, there you have it. There are my 4 tips for new course creators. If you're thinking about creating a course, whether it's live or evergreen or maybe even a membership site, there you have it. I hope you take these tips and you run with them, because I wish somebody would have handed those to me when I was first starting. All right, make sure that you like this video. Hit subscribe if you want to make sure that you don't miss another video over here at Brand Mary. And I will see you next week for a brand new video. We're going to talk about the actual step-by-step process that I took to create a 6-figure online course. I'll see you then.